Hello, musicians. Today we're going to add to our Christmas Carol repertoire, and this is a beginner could certainly play this. I've introduced it to my. It's a bit for a very starting out person. It would be a bit of a challenge, but if you've been playing for a while, the chord chart is in the description box in the link. And you can see that it looks a bit confusing because they've got a bunch of fancy chords in that thing called the vamp, which is kind of like a riff. It's just a repeating chord progression of the song, and it starts it off. It's very pretty, but you'll see if you look at the bottom where the chords are pictured, the chords are actually very simple. So we've got, so my instrument is in tune. And I'm going to do a little bit of Jingle Bells because I just think it's so fun to do. And so you've got C, the C chord, and then you have a major seventh. So that just means that it's got a B note in it because it's a major seventh from C. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's 7 steps from C. And it's a major note being part of the C scale, so it's a natural B. It's not the B flat like in C7, which has a diminished seventh in there. So we've got the B, and then you've got C6, and you'll also see this called A minor 7, depending on how the chord is depicted, but it's just no strings, so no fretted notes. And the reason it's C6 is because it has the 6th tone from C, so always the root note of the chord C, D, E, F, G, and it has an A because we don't change the A like we normally do to a C note, so it's a C6. So it's the C chord because these notes still make a C chord, the C, the G, and the E, and then you add a 6th tone in there and you get that interesting. So not too hard. There is an F minor, so if you glance down to the bridge and you're on an F chord, and we've got, where's the F minor? Oh, there it is. Gideon. Does it happen just the one time? So in the last chunk, you're on an F chord, and it's mix and mingle. Now, if you look at the picture of the F minor shape, what I do is I put my baby finger on the C note, and then that gives me enough space to twiddle those other 2 fingers around to give that minor sound. Right? So I would loop that for a minute. I would do the F chord, and that's happening in the 1, 2, 3rd line of the last chunk. I think that's the only time where you get that. So it's minor. It's minor in terms of it being a minor chord, and it doesn't happen often in the song. Pardon the pun. So F, baby finger on the C note, twiddle around, and then you've got that lovely minor sound, right? Major sound. Baby finger adding the. So what's giving it is that. Because you've already got an F note in a regular F chord, but you've got the G sharp note in there. So F, G, and then it's a minor 3rd. Okay, so let's start off at the top, right? So because you're just reading this to start, and let's do our little vocal. So we've been building on our ear training, so let's do the same thing that we've been doing. So pluck the C, strum the chord, and la. Now this isn't a 1, 4, 5 strictly because it has the D7, the alternate version, but we'll do that warm up anyway. So do a bunch of C's. I'll just set this down here. So C, la, 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 and in the song, the next chord that you go to that isn't that vamp is the G7. So let's form the G7. I'm going to pluck the low G, la, 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 back to C, la, la, and just getting used to those intervals. La, C, C, now the G note with the G7 chord. So G is the root in a G chord. And then there's an F in there. So let's do the F chord. So form the F shape. The 1st fret of the E string is an F note. La, 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 and then back to the C. La, 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 and you can do that as much as you want. Really learning to put those building blocks of many songs in order, so going from C to F, then C to G, and F to G, and just hear how they work, so that when you want to play a song by ear, your ear has a chance to guess in advance what chord it might be going to in a 1-4-5 song. Okay, so that's our little warm-up. You're checking in, you're holding the back end of the instrument with the forearm, loose wrist, strumming, and I've got this just held here loosely. So I'm going to do the vamp a bunch of times because it's real pretty. So C, 2 beats each. Now to the C major 7. Now all open, and I just support the instrument here. Then back to the C major 7. So let's do it again. C, open and 2. One more time. C, the major 7, the C6, the major 7. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell swing. Snowing and blowing and bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time! It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time, yeah, to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. I do 4 of those. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the A7. Mix and get ready for the baby finger. And then back and forth a bunch. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell rock. I do 4 beats. 2, 3, 4. So it's simple enough for, relative beginners, but a little bit challenging, especially if you pick up the tempo. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Blowing and blowing, bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. One, prancing a jingle bell band. In the frosty air, what a bright time, the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. And I only did 1 because it suits that tempo. Round the clock, mix and mingle, jingle bell. That's a jingle bell, that's a jingle bell, that's a jingle bell rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So when you do it at that faster tempo, that's a jingle bell, that's a jingle bell, that's a jingle bell rock. I'd only do 2 on those, and then that last one. So those are quick changes. Now, some people would like to do the D7 when they're coming off a G7 like this, and that like this, and then up with these 2. I always switch all of my fingers, but it's a little bit more cumbersome. So this, and then D7 with those 2, and then up again. So tacit is the fancy musical language word for stop. So I think that there's various ways you can interpret that. How many stops you want to put in there, just how you hear the song in your own head, how it goes. And of course, when you are playing with more than, just on your own, you're going to want to make sure that you're all doing the stops at the same time. So for strums, along the top, and that ukulele Mike, a great ukulele teacher. I think there's a lot of videos of his online, and I must have gotten this from his site quite some time ago. I've been using this one to teach my classes. So down, 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 down. That's what he's calling the swing shuffle or skipping. All right, so I hope that you have found that helpful. And if you have, please, excuse me, like, share, subscribe to my channel and pass it along as we move forward with our ukulele Christmas tunes. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.